Robbie.
Stephen Brooks. How's it going?
Well, as I'll explain, I am melting.
I do miss those times where we had like too much snow. It was like snowing nonstop, but I don't want to be those
remember
people
when
who are
we
like,
used to record these podcasts in person?
Yeah.
And we would need to turn the AC off, and then it's like two people sitting next to each other at like two radiators. And it just the temperature just went up and up and up. It's quite hot in New York City.
hot town, summer in the city. Back of my neck.
I'll get into all that.
Yeah.
There's other things that we probably could have talked about, but we tried to stay a bit on the things that generally we're interested in. Obviously, that's kind of the point. But it's some new things. We do eventually talk about AI because I said there's an eventuality to have to talk about that, especially with stuff that happened. But it's not what you think. Try to be. We're a little bit more positive, but not forcing it. Just because that is the feeling. Unfortunately, even though it is positive, I do have to say something because this is not something that we talked about during the episode. It just didn't really come up in the flow of things. I didn't really want to force it, but I do want to acknowledge that right before we record the episode, there was an announcement that was made that the creator of Persepolis passed away. I think she was 56. I've never said her name out loud. I think it's Marjane Satrapi.
If you look at it now, it still looks like you can't believe how long ago it was made because it still looks modern. Like it looks kind of like a timeless. That's another
movie. Yeah, we didn't have much to say on the subject in the body of the show, but I did want to acknowledge it because that just came out right before we started recording. Yeah. So, do you have anything else you want to say about the episode?
It's a fun one. That's it.
Right. Yeah. Quickie memorials notwithstanding, and we were trying to come up with a name, and we just, a name for the podcast, and we just going back and forth, and it's just like nothing's really sticking out. And normally we'll say something and we'll laugh and we'll type it down and then we'll share it, and it's great fun. And then we came back together to come up with one of our more favorite titles, specifically recently. So I want to say welcome to episode 314 of the Rubber Onion Animation Podcast, and we're calling this one...
It's not the heat.
It's the humility.
Perfect. Speaking of AI, have you ever heard the Homer Simpson AI song on TikTok or on Instagram?
No.
Well, it's ridiculous, and it's like... I'm embarrassed, but Homer dropped his donut. Doh. Homer spills a soda. Doh. Homer bangs the doorway. Doh. Homer ruined his whole day. I kid you not. That is a viral song, AI song. What bothers me is they say Homer dropped his... This is how you know it's AI. Because Homer drops his soda. You could at least say, I know beer might be difficult. So you could probably say, coffee. Homer dropped his coffee. No. I know he has Buzz Cola. That's my beef with AI. If you're gonna do something, you got to be accurate. He doesn't have a soda problem. All right.
How can we compete with that? Thank you for serenading me. Well,
I ruined the whole day.
Oh.
I'm Don Bluth.
I'm Harry Partridge.
Hi, I'm Tom Moore, teenage superhero.
My name's Adam Phillips.
This is Robert Valley.
And I'm in no way doing a forced plug. No, sorry.
Definitely go for that. And you're listening to...
Let me paint a picture for the audience here.
Makes sense. This is
at home
animated podcast.
Sure. Let me then draw ink and fill a picture. For the last, I'd say a little over 3 weeks, I have had, my AC has stopped working right before we had like multiple 95-degree days. And it was awful. The elevator in the building stopped working, which, is, fine. But it also means like every time there's a package that's delivered or anything, I got to go down and get it, which is okay. Every time I got to take the dog out, I got to carry her down and pick her back up and all that sort of stuff. Now, because of the AC being out, I bought a portable AC unit. Now, I can't go in the window because we don't have windows. Not really. We have those kind of like basement window. They're casement windows. But we have, windows that are like a crank.
Oh, yeah.
It like I need to actually, it's like up on a chair on top of a box so that the hose can be close enough to get up to the top of the window thing, and then I have this like weird ceiling thing that I needed to anyway. So that is running on high right now. Now I'm saying this because I'm going to turn it off. I don't know if anyone can hear it. This is. Maybe not. Maybe no one can hear the AC. But I just want to mention this off the bat because after that, I also got sick.
Oh,
and
man.
so then I'm sick and I'm coughing and it's like hard to breathe. And with the AC off, I only have it in one room, and then you have to have the fan on, and the fan, kind of makes your throat scratch and everything like that. Okay. So first things first, let me turn off this AC.
Sacrifices are being made, people.
I know.
For your entertainment. Exactly. This is like Hot Ones without the wings, and you're just in a hot room.
Now, I honestly, the reason I do that, I hate listening to a podcast with bad audio.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you have failed the only requirement for the medium, which is.
I mean, that was pretty much 230 episodes of my mic, my microphone.
No, but I don't think so.
You did you claimed it as good as possible. So it sounded
yes,
like
I always did some cleaning. I always did some like post processing or whatever. But we worked things out. We like I don't know. I bought you like 3 mics.
I have a microphone graveyard.
But you have so many mics because you kept getting new mics. You would get a mic, and then it would be one of these like conference room mics, right? That would pick up all the sound in the room. So like any little thing, your tummy would start rumbling, and it would pick that up. It would be like it was. This is the path that we take, and I just wanted to say that this is yes, this is the current situation of the recording. The other thing is, let me just, I guess we can get into the thing. Right before we recorded, Rob sent me a link to Ice Age Boiling Point official teaser, which does not come out in theaters until February of 2027, and was like, another Ice Age. Like this is something that we're going to talk about. I'm just going to tell you, I did not watch this teaser. I don't really have
finally something to talk about.
I don't really have anything to say about the umpteenth Ice Age. I really loved the first Ice Age. I watched it many times. It it's the finest use of rusted root that has ever existed past PCU. I don't know. I don't even know if PCU had rusted root. Probably. But yeah, sure, great. That's the thing that happens. I'm just telling you.
Well,
I have
listen.
no thoughts. If you want to talk about it, you can talk about it.
Oh, I could go on for days. I just know it's.
Please do. I just want to get into it because the clock is ticking now that I turned that AC off.
I just figured Ice Age would cool you down, you know?
Oh, you know what? Nice. Way to bring it back around.
So,
did you actually have anything to say? Because you said it's a
no.
Jackass intro.
Because you remember I think it was the second Jackass movie where it's a fog and they start running and then there's like bulls after them. They're playing that song. Yeah, it's pretty much that.
Did you just sing Is it Ennio Morricone? Was it the something of the gold from the? Yeah. I think that's the final showdown thing, and the is it the good, the bad, and the ugly?
Oh, it's Jackass 2.
Well,
Jackass
okay.
2. Jackass
The other
6.
thing is I'm not a huge. I was never a big fan of Jackass, so I also have no feeling on that. Well.
All right. What other movies we could talk about?
Well, no. See, what I was going to say is that there actually is some stories, but I'm going to give it a little bit of space because there was something that happened today that we'll talk about. But the weird thing that the last few, it's kind of been this running joke that we're talking about AI again, and I'm sure it'll come up because. That's just what it is now. It's a constant source of it's a constant topic that we talk about in animation because it's present and it's kind of looming and it's a bit threatening, feeling like it's just this very big thing that we're just waiting to find out where it's going to plop its big fat ass down and like how much space it's going to take up. You know what I mean? We don't know. It could It could be relatively harmless or it could be very harmful. But while it's making its way through the cab, trying to figure out where it's going to sit, like now it's, I don't know why I'm using this analogy, but anyway, so obviously there's some of those kinds of stories. There's other shows that have been greenlit. There's movies that are coming out later today. We're gonna go watch the Masters of the Universe, the He-Man movie. I did say my initial reaction to we could watch it and then we could review it was no, because and I'll tell you why. First of all, I love He-Man. I watched He-Man probably just as much as I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, although I will say that I have watched all of the different versions of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, unlike all the different versions of He-Man. So maybe that has that has taken TMNT to the next level. But I am as much a He-Man fan when I was a kid as TMNT. The reason I bring this up is because it's not for lack of love for the franchise that I don't want to review this. It is twofold. One, which is why I needed to bring up TMNT. It is a live action film. Yeah. Now I understand that it is directed by Travis Knight, who is the
even more of a reason for it to be
rich son owner of Leica, which like everyone always brings up now. I guess that's kind of like gotten around, but he has now successfully made the jump to live action directing, as well as Leica still being a studio. Leica has just put out a new thing. It was a new trailer that came out for their next project. So there is stuff to talk about there. I just didn't want to do an entire episode on it.
Yeah.
In the past, we used to like pick stories. We put them up there, and it used to be something that we would pick. We would each pick some stories, and then the idea was that we would all read them, and we would know stuff about them and have things to say. And that fell apart very quickly, which is where the moving on thing came from, because it was it was funny transition, and then it was like, all right, well, let's pick things that we actually have something to talk about, right? And then it ended up, for a period of time, devolving into we just reviewed movies and TV. Like there was like a whole year that like most of the stuff that we did was just talking. It was just like, hey, we watched the movie. Let's talk about these movies, right?
Yeah.
And then now it's kind of like AI. What's going on with AI? So I want to try to sidestep both of those things, which is why I'm bringing it up. Why we're not reviewing Masters of the Universe. I'm sure we'll talk about it next time. And we're not necessarily talking about, just AI. Yeah, exactly.
It's a good podcast name. Just AI.
What?
If I could say it, just
Well, let's start with you sent me the trailer, which I had already seen, but like it was Toon World Express, which is one of those things we talked about Tubi, and that was, I think, something that we were going to talk about maybe last time. I don't know if we did or not, but it was over the last year, I guess, Tubi has kind of been positioning itself with more animation. They were the savior of the Looney Tunes cartoons when they were ejected from HBO Max, and now we have this kind of thing. Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I watched. I think I watched one episode so far. It's a cool thing because it's kind of doing the kids show format, but it's kind of hard to do a kids show gone wrong without it. It's been done a million times, but I think the concept that they did, where he's just a conductor. This is what is it? Mark C from Sick Animations, also the voice of Mr. Boss in Smiling Friends. He's the conductor, and he's just kind of interacting with his staff there, and then cuts to like different animation projects. I love stuff like this. It brings you back to those like Liquid Television and Cartoon Sushi days of just like showing, now it's a lot of online cartoon, or kind of like Trip Tank. Everyone remembers Trip Tank? No one? Anyone?
But you know what they did? They did bring it up in a couple of the articles that I saw. So I mean, people remember. Well, I guess someone involved in Trip Tank is involved in this. So like, yeah.
There was an article. Yeah, they said they had my name, and it said Trip Tank and our cartoon president.
Yeah, you make jokes, but I do think there are people that remember Trip Tank.
Yeah, every time I talk to someone, I think I'm going to blow them away, and they go, "Never heard of it, never want to hear about it."
Well.
But a lot of animators that I know it's on there, and I would love to be part of this whole animation event, because it just
shameless.
Looks,
shameless.
If you're listening right now, please. I'm jobless now, and I think it's perfect.
Did you want to say anything about that? Did you want to talk about that? I mean, I can cut it out if you don't want to, but I mean, since the last record, we mentioned that, the Late Show was ending, so you are currently not working.
Hold on, let me take a sip of my whiskey.
Nice glass.
Early retirement.
Also, I do think it is funny because I'm just over your shoulder. I understand that is it's like a bench, like it's not on the floor. But the My Pet Monster over your shoulder looks like he's sitting, contemplating life on the floor.
I'll have you know that is a toy box, sir.
Yes, no, I understand.
For a 42-year-old man going on 43. Mm-hmm. But you could also sit on it. So, yeah, I guess technically it's a bench as well. So obviously, for those who know me, I was working on The Late Show, and it ended. And it's very bittersweet. It was a great time working there. I have to say, dream job. I told you when we were in our hot apartment in 2016, we were looking at John Oliver, and we saw a mock-up, and I looked at it, I was like, that is a dream job right there, just making funny drawings. And being able to have that opportunity for 5 years was an incredible experience. And now, I'm very grateful for it. And no matter where I work now, it's going to be hard to end my job without having to, like if I'm working at the Dollar Tree and they go, oh, we're running out of business now, but you get to dance on stage with Paul McCartney at the very last day of work.
Paul McCartney. You kind of like combined. It was like Paul McCartney and Melissa McCarthy.
Oh yeah. Getting laid off now is not going to be as fun. But I did a lot of animation there. But it also, I got to learn a lot of cool things, and especially with After Effects, and kind of just experiment with different things and know that I can work under pressure in that environment. So kind of like sends me off to a good start of like knowing I could deal with certain pressures of the thing. And now maybe I'll get an animation job where they go, hey, you have like 4 months to work on this, as opposed to we need an animated 1 minute thing for by 3 o'clock, and it's 1 o'clock now. So the end.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, let's just say that you're in the market for jobs and or just sitting down watching the jobs that other people do. Like you're just watching the things on Tubi.
Yeah.
And then going, I could do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been doing that for like the last 2 years. You see something going, contact department.
Yeah.
Asking for, like info at, and then just make up a name, a cold text.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Amazon to contact me. I could do some AI slop project.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. So,
Cartoon Express. I highly recommend it. I think Tubi is a great streaming service. I think it's just, it's always kind of like the butt of the joke, but like they have some really fun, nostalgic programming on there.
Well, I think it's coming around to the conversation. I think it's because people appreciate the ad-based model more now, that the only thing that you have subscriptions, and those subscriptions can be raised kind of on a whim. Yeah. And it was like, I don't remember exactly when it happened. I think it was the release of a new season of one of their shows on Amazon Prime, and all of a sudden I started getting ads. And it was because they raised the price. Like they didn't add another tier. They took my existing plan and basically were like, okay, we'll give you ads now. And then if you want to get rid of them, you'll have to pay a higher price. So you know what I mean? Like I didn't have, all of a sudden I just had ads, and I was like, well, what happened?
Yeah.
And it was, in order to get rid of the ads, I had to pay a higher price. And it's stuff like that kind of, you're always, anytime you have a subscription, anytime that you have, even in the eras of cable subscriptions and things, the price would go up. And cable channels would be added. Sometimes they would be they'd be removed because of whatever telecom deals they had. Those were mostly not things that people knew about. It's a very strange time. I understand that some of it is also because we're older. We are talking about these things, but my parents also didn't really. It wasn't like those kinds of things weren't stories that people kept up with. It was just, there would be something in the paper that was like, hey, our cable provider is going to get this new channel, the Sci-Fi channel,
Oh, yeah.
And you know what I mean? Like that kind of thing would happen. And every once in a while, the price of cable would go up or something.
Well, they used to have that time where they're like, call your cable company if you want,
yes,
Sponge TV.
Yes, because but again, we did Sponge TV. But again, we didn't know why. It was just a thing. Now we're all kind of privy to more of the business stuff. I just find that, and it's even because I know that like kids, like even my nieces and nephews, like they tend to know more about that stuff than I did when I was their age, which is a very strange thing. I think we made this comment about how it's a weird time where we know the names of like CEOs.
Yeah.
It's just a different era. Business and entertainment now are much more, the line between them has always been very, it's always been there, but now it's just, even the casual observer now has to be aware of it. So anyway, streaming services, Tubi, it kind of offers this extra thing where it's not a thing that you have to sign up for. It's not a thing that you have to, you get some ads, and people are generally okay with ads. People are, there's a lot more people that are going back to over the air. I don't know if anyone gets the rabbit ears anymore now, or if it's one of those, over the air packages through streaming. But I used to have rabbit ears, and for that's what we call it, for the antenna for the TV, and then they switched it to digital. And so I had to get like this little converter thing. And then all new TVs just have a natural converter to it anyway. So like you could do it now and you get free channels. I used to watch Kubo. Hey, that is how I watched 2 episodes of He-Man and She-Ra at like, I think it was like 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. I can't remember.
I remember hearing the concept of cartoons at night was just like so exciting. And you're just like, oh, this is great. When I have a nightmare, I could watch...
We were talking about that not too long ago. Adult Swim. Adult Swim kicked off the year we graduated high school, like in 2001.
Yeah.
It was when I went to college that fall. That's when they launched Adult Swim, and I think that's a really special time. I think so, to be like young and on your own for the first time, in my case, to be off to college, and that to be something that was on late at night, and it was just, I kind of got that full Adult Swim experience that I think that people talk about fondly now.
Yeah, you weren't stuck with I don't know, Archie or something. You had something a little more in our demographic. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, and so I would like to see something like this on Tubi to have some success. There's also I'm not really ready to talk about it exactly because I don't have it open up. But this deal that I believe Animation Nights New York had helped strike with Alamo Drafthouse to show shorts before movies. Right?
Yeah.
Peter Ahern, I've never pronounced his last name out loud or heard anyone say it. But he's a fellow animator of ours, and see him at various events in New York. And he has a animated short that's playing before... what movie?
Not He-Man?
Is it Obsession?
Oh, yeah. Actually, it is.
Okay.
I seen his, I think he made a post about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I'm just saying, like, animated shorts, independent creators. There's Tubi, and now this thing. People are trying to create avenues to get this stuff out there, and it's very nice to see. I think that's a very positive development that I'm seeing. Not just the fact that we have Obsession and Backrooms, and obviously we've had other people from YouTube have things in the theater, but it was always kind of known that there are places where you exercise your skill, people find you, and then they give you opportunities, and you kind of yada you climb up the ladder to get an opportunity to direct a film. And I think, just like we've talked about with punk rock feeling like it was more accessible, and so it was exhilarating for people to hear it and to feel like, that connects with me. I think there's something about that when you see something, when you follow a creator online, on YouTube or on Kickstarter or whatever, and then they end up getting into one of these legacy linear places like Smiling Friends on TV, or what's this kid's name? The youngest director, A24 Backrooms.
Yeah. I forget his name. I know he was doxxed by the New York Times. Oh no, but not by the New York Times, but New York Post. They put his
whole.
What
do you mean doxxed?
They put his whole
Kane
address
Parsons.
and they put his whole address and his family and just put it up there for everyone to see. And and stalk him.
Great.
So yeah, you'll succeed.
You know, the New York Times is really batting 1,000 lately. I don't know what.
Oh no, this is the New York Post. Sorry.
New York Post. Oh well, New York Post has always been a shitbag.
I don't think they like Mindani.
You know what? They might not like Mandani, but do they like Mamdani?
Well, I'm talking about my friend Mindani.
Sure.
Who lives a couple of blocks away from me. So, yeah, what were we talking about? Yeah, it's cool seeing like stuff going beyond the internet. The internet was always the internet, and like you almost think like, is it more prestige to be in cinema and TV? Because internet now it's just like you get so much more views on YouTube than you do on your actual television show. How old am I?
Well, yes. I mean, yes, you get more views. I think that it is. I don't know. It's kind of like. I don't know that the views are equivalent. I mean, if you sell a certain number of tickets, you get a certain number of people that come out and watch your movie in the theater, or that stream your movie or rent your movie. I think those are different flavors of viewers than the view count on YouTube. The view count on YouTube is very, I mean, it's very touchy. It's kind of like a
yeah, mine is broken.
I don't know how. Well, I'm just saying I don't know how much someone needs to watch of a thing in order to get a view, or like on how much does watching something on TikTok, like what if someone watches it on repeat like 10 times? Does that mean that they like it? Does that mean that someone got their attention and it's just looping? Like, they're taking a shit and they put their phone down and they just didn't want to swipe away to like lose their.
Let's find out. Look at Rob UFO on TikTok, whoever's listening, and put one of the videos on, put several of the videos on, and it's just let it play for.
I'm not trying to inherently reduce the importance of views on YouTube. I mean, just that I don't know that the jury is out. Jury's still out on how they equate. Does 1 million views on YouTube equate to the same level of absorption of the thing? Like, are they all really watching it? Or is it a thing that someone has clicked and watched a little bit of, or has skimmed through, or whatever, and you get that view? It's different. It might be different. I don't know. But it's just like, it's like watching something on TV. Like I'm watching the show Widow's Bay, right? And I was remarking on Apple TV, and I was remarking on how like it's so nice to have a show that really cares about the thing that it's doing, to the point where I don't feel like it's dumbing down anything, or doing that Netflix thing where it's like repeating the plot over and over again because it's afraid that people aren't watching it. You have to repeat the plot. You have to keep repeating things because people are barely paying attention, or you have to like describe an action on screen just in case someone's not watching it.
Oh yeah, they'll have like a flashback.
Or to like make a sound happen that signals to someone something's about to happen. Get back, watch the screen because you're not going to want to miss this. It's like kind of like it's leading you up to, oh, you're going to want to watch this visual thing. Anyway, there's a lot of different ways to watch things and absorb content, and I just think that trying to equate them is a fool's errand. YouTube is never going to be the same as movies, and movies are never going to be the same as TV. It's never going to be it, because it's just a different the way that you absorb something, the way that you, and even there's different ways that people watch movies, and there are different ways that people watch TV. Like there are TV shows that I watch, and then there are TV shows that I rewatch, and there's TV shows that I put on that I'm kind of interested in, but kind of not. So I'm like, well, people are talking about it, and I kind of want to know what's going on, but I really just want to draw, and so I'll just have it on so that I can say, yes, I gave House of the Dragon a good try, and I still don't like it. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not really watching it, so I'm not really giving it my full attention, but I did for like 5 episodes, and then after that, I'm just like, yeah, I guess in order to continue having a conversation, I guess I would rather have that play in the background than read a recap.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's content, man.
It's
a
interesting
wave
how
of
it is.
content that's around you.
Like Mr. Beast is always gonna do gangbusters in his videos, but if they did Mr. Beast
gangbusters.
What, did I say something else?
You said bangbusters.
Oh yeah, that's the After Hours. That's a different site than YouTube. But if he did Mr. Beast the movie, it would probably do very awful. Like
Well, this is an interesting thing because Glitch is didn't they just release the Amazing Digital Circus movie is now in theaters.
Oh. It's currently in theaters. Okay, I thought it was like
it's currently in theaters.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's currently I think it's in theaters this week.
Look at
that. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So the other thing about YouTube is the way we watch YouTube is different than the way that like other people. I've told you my nephew watches YouTube on his Switch. Like he sits there on the Switch and opens the YouTube app and watches it on YouTube. Not an iPad, not like that's how he watches it. It's strange to me, but it's what he does. I think it's always kind of you as far as making stories, visual arts, and anything that you do creatively and then you release and you distribute to the world, you kind of just have to meet it where it's at. And I think that you may have a YouTube following that is super excited and very active, and they'll just follow you anywhere. Or you might have kind of a more passive thing that just likes, I just like you kind of being in my presence, but I'm not really that interested enough to jump over to another medium.
Yeah.
And then you have like this kid, the Backrooms. I mean, that was a thing that he did off of something, I guess, that was posted on, I don't know, online somewhere. So it was like one of those weird internet things, the Backrooms, and then people made their own versions of it, and he did
creepypasta,
Blender, creepypasta, right? Yeah, like those stories and stuff, and then. And then he directs this movie, but then you have other people who we have SketchUp, we have Zach Kreger from the Wise Kids, we have this other kid who did Obsession, which I didn't even know that he was like a YouTube guy or at least a sketch personality guy.
Yeah. There's the two brothers who did
the Raka Raka guys, Australia or New Zealand, I forget. Yeah. They did like backyard wrestling and stuff on YouTube, and then they make a couple horror movies, like really well reviewed horror movies. But it's not necessarily something that people went to go see it because of that. It was they got the opportunity because of YouTube, but it wasn't their following that. Like they didn't bring their following. They probably did a little bit, but that was not what made it. Popular. Like I went to go see, I saw Talk to Me before I knew that it had anything to do with those.
There's also like there's an extra bit of like intrigue, but when you hear like they come from a YouTube background, that's interesting.
I guess so, but I think it's becoming so much more common now. I think it's interesting for us, but I think it's becoming more common now to where it's like it's not interesting anymore to find out that so like these directors that we know, like all these directors, they came from music videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like so many people came from music. They did music videos or the commercials. It's, you cut your teeth on some sort of job and then you move on to other things. It's a job like any other. And I think it just maybe kind of gives a little bit more legitimacy to the long path that online quote content creators have taken to be legitimate. It kind of gives a little bit of that legitimacy to it. It's like, well, there is a path. It's not necessarily a guaranteed path. It's just it does exist, and the connection between those lines of communication between you just know that it's I don't know, like a baseball scout for the National League is like in your town, that kind of thing. Doesn't mean they're going to pick you up. It just means, well, they're looking at your small town now. That's kind of like opportunity.
I could only say like I would say in the past it would be like, oh, you know that
scouts even come out to town. I don't know, that's a thing. Anyway, go ahead.
Only if they live there and it's a Lifetime movie and they're coming back from the big city, and then their old crush who works at a car shop starts like, oh, you're back, huh? And then it's like tension there, sexual tension. Yeah, just
transcribe that, throw that into AI. There you go. There's your...
I would say the thing in the past would be like somebody going, oh, you know that that guy from Welcome Back, Kotter? He's doing movies now. He's in this movie called Saturday Night Fever.
You're talking John Travolta?
Yeah. You know that kid? Yeah, he's gonna be a movie star apparently.
I guess so. I guess that's a thing. Anyway, so you know what we're gonna have to do?
Yeah,
we're gonna have to pause it here, and I'm gonna have to switch my account because I was using this. I'm gonna have to switch it to another one because the meeting is done in 1 minute.
Oh, I thought that was 1 hour.
Nope. So okay, just keep it recording. I'll chop this out. I'll call you back, or I'll send you another link. Okay, bye.
All right, see ya. Welcome back. Welcome back. What's the words to that? See here. Remember Mace? Steven's not here, but I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking. Mace he sampled it, and then he like vanished because I think he knew Diddy was being weird. Welcome back. Welcome back, Carter. Welcome back, Carter. It's the Boston version. Theme song, lyrics. Let's see here. I always forget it's the Y before R. Y before R, except after I. Okay, let's see here. Oh, Steven sent me the link. Okay. He texted, so now I gotta copy it, and then I gotta email it to myself, and then I gotta. Let's see. I literally have my glasses down to the tip of my nose like an old person. Because I got news for you. I'm old. Okay, I think I sent it to you. Okay. Welcome back. What's going on here? Did I click it? Can I click it? Yes, you can. Unable to join the meeting is not valid. What in the hell? Copy. Paste. Allow. Okay, now I'm here. Yeah.
I was just looking for my other plug that might run out of power.
Ooh.
Well, I guess we'll just have to chance it.
Let's take the risk.
Yeah, let's take the risk. Oh, you sound really echoey now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
but
weird.
it's fine as long as you're still recording.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna mark this again. Okay, so we're back. One other thing that we haven't mentioned that I did share with you that I guess could has a little bit of crossover with other things. This I Am Frank Helda.
Oh, yeah.
Stop motion trailer that or stop motion. I guess is it a movie or it's a movie, right?
Yeah, it's a movie.
And I guess it's coming out next week. We're recording this on June 4th, so it comes out June 12th, and it's a Mexican stop motion feature, but it's great because it feels like, dare I say, stop motion. Like It feels like real. It feels like you see it, and this is exactly the kind of thing that I was saying. That is what I wanted the He-Man movie to be.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be like this. I wanted if you're gonna make something like this, I wanted it to be like toys. And I understand that they kind of did that already with the Lego movie. But the Lego movie was also CG. It wasn't stop motion. And I just kind of really wanted them to make a real physical toy-based stop motion.
Yeah, which they have shorts on.
Yes, they do. And they look great.
But a full-length feature would be amazing. And who knows, maybe with the success of this one, and, Travis Knight's connection
This is my point.
to stop motion.
Yes.
Maybe he'll go like, hey, let's do a stop motion version of it and see it at the theater. Hey, you know what? I just thought about this. Why don't we get a couple of toys together and do a stop motion?
I think so.
Yeah.
That would be very nice if that happened.
And those are great too. They look like you said, they look stop motion. And when we say that, not to poop on Leica, I think Leica is amazing, and I do not like I do not want to say that their work is. I think their work is incredible looking, but it's so sleek that it kind of like doesn't feel stop motion to me. And
yes,
from the trailer that you sent me for this, you can see like it even, I would say, even more in a way than it's a little more rough than Aardman, the way it
right.
looks.
Well, it feels a little bit more like Rankin Bass kind of, where it's armatures, it's actual physical puppets. It's not plasticine, it's not clay, so it doesn't have that the Aardman or the Will Vinton kind of feeling. It's not. It might be 3D printed, but it doesn't have that exact feeling. It's not really like the not Shadow Machine.
What, like Robot Chicken?
Yes, but I'm thinking specifically. Oh, Starburns.
Okay, yeah.
Not like that kind of.
And
Right, exactly. And
Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Frankenhole,
which was paper, right?
I think so. Yeah,
isn't that all done paper? Anyway, there's a lot of different mediums that you could do with stop motion. It's really just about having. I mean, you're taking pictures, right, for the most part. So it's whatever you use. There's a guy who makes puppets out of paper, but like paper cutouts, and then there's the paper-made stuff that's like 3D things, and then there's didn't Aaron Blaze do? It was like it was a commercial. I think it was a Christmas commercial for one of the department stores in England, and it was it was like a set, and it was animals. It was God. Now it's hard to remember if it was like a. Now I'm thinking bear because he just did that snow bear.
Okay.
But other animals. I'm trying to remember. It was a while ago. Maybe a rabbit. But they animated on paper and then cut it out and put it on top of kind of a holder.
Yeah.
And then took a picture and then cut it out and put it on top. So it was hand-drawn animated characters that were set as cards up on a real 3D stop motion kind of set. So I'm just saying there's like a lot of different ways to do stop motion and for that to kind of come out. I think that kind of stuff is very fun. It's very exciting for someone who appreciates creative things. And I think that it lends itself a lot to behind the scenes.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where I feel like we're hopefully probably going to see more of that kind of thing. I would love if this rejection of all things AI and appreciation for the things that humans do led to an appreciation for, I think, a form of animation that has never really gotten the respect that it deserves in the realm of like 2D hand drawn and 3D CG.
Oh, definitely
stuff.
Yeah,
stop motion. It always kind of played in that little that it was like a valley kind of between the two. It's its own thing, and it's so special. But I think because it has such variety and it really didn't catch on past a few specials that are played like every year for Christmas and stuff like that. That it's I would love to see that be a form of animation that's embraced.
Yeah, I remember like being younger. We had it was a show with two guys, and it was stop motion.
Right, two guys, one armature.
Yeah, that was that was online in the poop clay. Wait, that's not clay. Oh man, I can't even think about it. We could just cut this part out because I can't. I know it's like Mike.
You can't think of the show. Is it a show or a movie?
Yeah, it's a show. It was a show with Harlan Williams, and it was two guys on a road trip, I think, and it was two friends. It might have been on Spike TV, but it was a stop motion series called
Gary and Mike.
There was the fact that there was like a series with stop motion animation. That and oh man, I'm just forgetting everything in the world. The one with
you remember the PJs?
PJs. I was about to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah. So the PJ that came out same year.
Wow.
That's it was 2001.
And both
same year as Adult Swim. Man, I'm telling you, 2001, great year for animation.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say there's other things in that year that wasn't great.
You can say that about every year, but yes, I take your point. Well, okay, so we have to talk about a little bit. Mm-hmm. This Jorge Gutierrez thing.
Yeah.
I have said before, you've asked me before, like who I would want to interview. I have him on a list of people that I wanted to interview. I found his approach to stuff very interesting. His like rise after Book of Life. I heard an interview with him, and the way he talked about things was, it's great. And so I was like, oh yeah, it would be great to talk to him. I have this list of people. He's been on it for like years. This came out, which I'm sure everyone already knows what I'm talking about. But essentially, there was God, how do we even talk about it?
So Amazon.
It was Amazon
had an AI program and in the article there was 3 animated series that was featured, and one of them was a project he was involved in called Punky Duck. And I think the other stuff got, kind of crap for it, but then knowing that he was involved kind of really amplified it to the millionth degree, where everyone was just very kind of angry about it, and he was responding to these things. Apparently there was death threats to him and his family. I don't know who is that passionate enough to send death threats to because of this. It's I think it's a little
I mean, it might be
much.
death threats in the form of someone like where people kind of like type something and they throw that stuff out there. I don't know if it was, there's people saying things and there's like credible death threats, but like it's regardless, you don't really you don't really split hairs in those regards. Like if someone did that, like obviously you have to take it seriously. But I understand people are very angry about anything that uses AI, and specifically anything that uses generative AI image generation. I think last episode we talked about how we're going to have to start talking about things a little bit more directly of what the thing is we're talking about. Like, are we talking about, when you say AI, it's a catch-all for a lot of things. So while someone might use ChatGPT to help them write like a condolence email to someone that they're an acquaintance with, and they're like, I don't want to be too close to the person, but I also like to help them through social things like that. I've heard people do that, and like, while I think that those are the situations, in my personal opinion, you should just sit down and do, because at some point you're going to have to see someone in person who is an acquaintance, who then also you find out that someone close to them passed away, and you're going to want to have this ability in your head to be able to thread that needle of like, how close is too close. You don't want to seem too, whatever, but like it's just basic social skills and understanding things. And like, I've seen there was a picture, I took it a while ago. I think I was going to send it to you, and I forgot, but I took a picture in the subway. It might take me a little bit to find it.
Was it one of
but
those
it's
ads
one of these
of like, who needs humans? Hire us.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly what it is. It's an advertised. Yeah, here it is. It is it's this one, this Gen Speak AI. You see this thing here? Have you seen these in the subway?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a black squiggly line, and then there's an orange line that goes across, and the black squiggly line has all these mile markers on it. It says research, and then outline, draft slides, add charts, polish, final deck. And then underneath it has this orange line, and it says one prompt, and then it just draws a line and skips all those things and goes to final deck. It's like, okay, so you're skipping the research, the outline. I understand drafting slides, I guess, but adding charts? I guess I can understand polish. You might want to like change the skin or something, but like, it's what you're doing is you're saying you're using a prompt to cut out literally all the steps that will help you do a thing. And sometimes people have talked about this a lot. It's, the process is the thing. I mean, that's an enjoyable thing for a lot of creative people. But even if it's not enjoyable, sometimes, like I said, with this email, sometimes you just have to take the time and you have to put yourself through the rigor to draft an email that seems like difficult.
Yeah.
So that you get a new skill, so that you get some sort of social skills,
Also,
some sort of ability.
There's no more ideas branch out into better ideas sometimes. Like, we had this in mind, but then we started thinking, what if this was that? And if you have something that has the final polished look, then it's just not going to I'm sure you could change your mind halfway, but you kind of want that process of growing with the project. Yeah,
all these things, what they are doing is they're trying to they're trying to make things faster. It's not really necessarily. People say easier and removing friction and stuff like that. It's like, okay, so friction is kind of essential to a lot of things, but it's those are just kind of ways that you say the same thing, which is for using AI in a production. For the most part, it is trying to make a process go faster than it otherwise would. Now, I have thought about this before, and I think I've mentioned this before. I just think that it is in its current state. It doesn't really matter what it can or cannot do. I think it is a scheduling nightmare, because you could probably prompt something, you could type something in, and it comes out and it looks exactly like you want it to look. Or you could do it and then it doesn't. And then now you have to spend days trying to get it to do what you want. How do you plan for that? How do you schedule for that? How do you budget for that? How do you get a team of people for that eventuality, right? There's this aside from the what's it called? Punky Duck.
Yeah.
Aside from that, there's a movie coming out. I don't know if you watch RuPaul's Drag Race, but there's a movie called Stop That Train. And boy, I watch Drag Race, so of course in my feed, there's a crossover between creatives and visual effects people and Drag Race fans. And I am getting both sides on my algorithm, and it's very funny because you have some people that are like, they didn't use AI. Just shut up. They didn't use AI. They're saying they didn't. That people's human hands touched every frame of this. And then you have other people that are going, no, that's not what they're saying. They're saying that there was someone behind it, but they're not saying that they didn't actually use any generative AI. And then you've seen people like break down the thing and say like, look at how many windows are in the car for each one of these trains. There are different numbers of windows. Why would you do that? And then other people are like, oh, shut up, Karen. And that for me is a very interesting case study, because there's kind of I'm seeing both the groups that are fervently against AI and then people who don't care and just want to have fun. They're like, yeah, I don't care if you use AI as long as it looks good and it's fun. Yeah. And that kind of thing ends up playing out in the public space like this, when you have someone like Jorge Gutierrez, who was respected by a lot of people, and then this comes out and they're like, they feel like he pulled a Judas, like he sold out, and now it's like they're what's the thing called, stolen valor, like they're like these companies are stealing artistic cred in order to be like, see, he did it. You like him. Yeah. Ergo, there is ethical ways to do generative AI, and for the most part, it is just, it is kind of playing a bit into their hands of, they want case study, they want examples of that they can point to and say, we can use AI that still has people and it is creative and people like it, and then just get people used to it, and then now they have this thing they could use. I don't really feel like Amazon or anyone really cares about AI itself. I think they just see it as a possible cost-cutting technique. They see how popular AI is for, there's speculative businesses and things like that. So of course, anything that they spend their money on, they say like, oh yeah, we're in AI, and it makes their stock go up or something. They're just trying to. It's a business decision. They're just trying to like bring all these things together. It doesn't actually matter to them in the end, and I totally understand why people got upset, and they should get upset. Probably not to that level. But Jorge Gutierrez the very next day then comes out and he's like, so I like dropped out. I'm out. It wasn't my intention to piss anyone off, but thank you for schooling me. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but he was bullied. He was bullied out from
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
But I don't think anyone would care about those terms. I think they felt like they successfully bullied him, and I'm sure that people are happy about it. And after he made that post, there are a bunch of people that are like, that's great. Thank you. Learning from your mistake. Just 24 hours after being like, I'm so disappointed, man. You were like, and now they're like, now that's the way to do it. Pull out of this thing. When really what happened is he had an opportunity to make his own thing, and he, to make this show, and he was excited to do that and thought I can do it. I can find a way to do it for my people, for whatever. And then everyone, and then it was like, it's very clear that no matter what I do, no one is gonna like this.
Well, yeah, there's no way around it. And like we were talking about earlier about like cable and when we grew up, when you were mad about something, you wrote a letter, or your mom wrote a letter. I don't like the this Married with Children show. It's a little risky for the hour that it's on. You mail it out, and the company just throws it away, and you never hear from that person again. And now it's just like the voices are so loud, where it's just and whether it's right or wrong, I think maybe he had the idea of like, I could use this money to fund my projects and hire animators and stuff. It's a real. I think what people were mostly angry about was, he makes a lot of posts about the industry. He has his catchphrase Hollywood.
He had anti-AI posts in the past.
Yeah. So it's one of those things, and I that's the thing with where the time we live in now. It's just like, if you're gonna like fight against something, you have to be 100%, for what you are fighting with, because as soon as you slip, you will get a wrath of like no other. So you have to kind of.
I think it makes sense. I'm not. I think I think it's too touchy.
Yeah.
It is a hot iron. Don't grab it with both hands. It's full disclosure. I have had opportunities to be involved in AI stuff, and it's just not something. It's not something that interests me. Number one, apart from all the ethical things. But the other part of it is that it's like, I've also turned down jobs in the past that have been things that felt like they were going to take my career off course of where, like, too far off course of where I wanted to be. It's like, well, this is not the kind of thing I want to do. Obviously I need work. I need a job, but it's going to take me too far. If I'm going to do anything that is going to take me off the path of my career, I would rather it be so far off the career that it actually doesn't have a magnetic pull on my career itself. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm going to do something, I would rather work retail and then do animated shorts and continue working in that, rather than, I don't know, start doing animation for, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think now for some sort of like data analyst website or something. Like, it would pull my career too far in a direction that is away from what I have been pushing it to, what I've been driving it toward this whole time.
Yeah.
And AI represents that. It represents a jump that's too far in onto another path. Yeah. I think if you were to do something like that, I can understand someone being like 60 years old and being like, listen, I'm going to retire in a few years. I need a job. I need to get money. And if you don't care about your legacy or anything like that, I completely understand people. I completely understand people doing that. Because my other feeling is that I really do honestly think that a lot of this stuff is just going to fall on its face. Because while I have not used it directly, I have been on projects mostly motion graphics things where like, there's multiple departments and like, like an ad or a copy or like some department they'll generate some AI thing and then they'll put it in so that you have to like put it into like some sort of motion graphics thing. Which I guess that is kind of also where some of, I think the ethics, like if you already have a job and then some other department or other thing is like using something and then that comes to you, that's different than taking a job that is an AI job at its core.
Yeah.
Like one is a company that's forcing that on you that you already have your work. You might not be thrilled about it, but I don't think you as a person who has a job in a company, if all of a sudden your company starts using it, I don't think you need to then take that, you can feel gross about it, but and probably start looking for other work, but it's not really the same thing as this. That's why people, I think, get so angry over this Punky Duck thing, because it was like announced as it's not just we used it to pitch this or whatever. It's integral to the announcement, the whole point of the thing. And it's not just that. There was also the other one, the Cupcake and Friends, the BuzzFeed Studios. I heard that the person who originally created that one was really upset, and that they said, I don't want to be involved in anything that has AI, and they said okay, and then they announced it anyway, and she was really upset because she was like, I thought there was an understanding that they weren't going to do this, and then they just kind of took it, and it's like, it's BuzzFeed. Why would you think that they wouldn't? But but again, what other course do you have other than to get out there and just say, this is what happened, and it sucks. And ultimately, they're just going to produce things that are going to be kind of, as the kids say, mid.
Yeah.
And just let it mostly fall on its face. And I think that where we're going is you're going to have, I don't think AI is going to be completely obliterated, but I don't think it is going to be I don't think it's going to be a force of like untold fortune. I think it's going to be one of those things that just kind of, red chip client, as I usually said, it's like, it's just going to be the thing that kind of uninteresting ideas use to keep themselves afloat among better stuff. You know what I mean?
It's going to be like 70s Times Square. You're just going to walk into a theater and watch AI with other perverts.
Sure. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. I think when we first started talking about AI, I was just like, good. Because everyone that I don't really want to work on their projects, they'll just use that instead. And they could get away from me, and then I'll do better projects. And I think, in the long run,
which is a funny take.
It's going to be, it'll leave me alone finally. It'll be funneled down to, of course, it's going to take jobs, but it's going to be funneled down into like certain cleanup jobs and stuff like that. But for something to be completely AI and stuff, I don't think I think for now, I could be eating my own words, but it's a novelty for your dad to send you and go, is this real?
Well, for people, yeah. But I mean, there are obviously companies are buying into these things and they're trying to figure out a way to use it. They're trying to like launch these things to show, hey, look, investors or whatever, look, we're using AI. We're making these shows. We're doing these things. And as long as they can get some sort of successes, some sort of return on their investment, like just a little bit, then they can say, see, we didn't make a horrible business decision, and then continue going on with their lives. This Cupcake and Friends thing, I don't know if you saw BuzzFeed's response to the creator when she like came out with all this stuff, and you're like, well, we explained that it was, AI is no different than Disney using Xerox to save time on in-betweening. And I just read that. I was like, okay, like I know what you're trying to say, but like that just feels like, again, someone used ChatGPT to come up with a reason of why they should use AI, and then they told it to someone, and then that person then relayed through like a telephone effect, because this idea that it helped with in-betweening is, well, it helped eliminate the need for inking.
Yeah.
Not for in-betweening. That's a wholly different process. And it's stuff like that it's just like, it's so disingenuous. It's the fact that people still are, businesses are still like afraid to just come out and say, we are using AI, we are generating these images. Isn't this cool?
Yeah.
It's like, nobody wants this, but they have to do it.
Yeah.
They have to do it because the company's bought into it, and they have, like, it just tells me that they know that this is a losing prospect, and they just keep trying to convince people to do it. I don't know what the conversation was like, but
it reminds me.
I would love to give the benefit of the doubt, I guess, is what I'm saying to Jorge Gutierrez, that he went into it with good intentions and didn't maybe realize the full length of things, because it is sometimes hard, as they say, to see the forest for the trees, when you're in it, and someone talking about it, and like you're also excited. You have this show. I don't know when the last time he had something was, but like, this is going to be another opportunity for him to like get a story maybe that he's been trying to do that's out there or something. So it's just a lot of things that are kind of like blurring it.
I would imagine.
I just don't think people are going to accept it.
I would imagine he, really thought about it before he did this, because after the writer's strike and all that, it just seems like so weird to just casually do this. And it reminds me of like Krusty the Clown when he was like a real comic, like a Bill. I was gonna say Bill Burr, like a Bill Hicks comic, and then like he started selling Caraneros. Canyoneros.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. And but I was like, either he's using this to fund his projects and he could use the money to pay artists for his things. It's just like, all right, I'm going to do this shameful thing now, and then just kind of use that money. Or they said the whole world's going to die if you don't take this project, because like he seemed like someone who would put more thought into, I'm sure money, yes, is money talks, as they say, but the backlash is not worth the I mean they were brutal.
Yeah, I don't think he knew what he was getting into when it came to the backlash. Now he knows, and this is the thing. This is why people did it. They want other creators to see it, and like I think there are creators who might have thought about it in the past, who might have thought about it and that maybe saw that and were like, okay, message received. We not gonna touch that.
Yeah.
But.
You know who could do AI now?
Oh, okay, yeah. What?
John Kay. He might as well just do AI.
Sure.
I mean, we're not gonna hate him more than we already do, I guess. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I don't know. In other news, the Coyote versus Acme, that's coming out pretty soon. It's end of August. There was also a I don't know if you saw this teaser that was released for Dealies. It's the new Green Box Pictures, the studio behind Common Side Effects, Scavenger's Reign. But it looks like Common Side Effects.
Yeah.
And I think I told you I love Scavenger's Reign. I really liked Common Side Effects. I think it was great. It's going to be great to see more of that kind of thing. Netflix animation production workers also ratified their first union contract.
Nice.
Which is awesome. It took them like 3 years from the start of organizing, I guess. So there are good things that are happening, and it's not all AI doom and gloom. And there's a lot of very fun, unique, creative voices that are coming out now with projects that are either going on the independent route, that are going online, or through their own personal distribution. I recently actually just saw, is it called Patrick Foxy? There's a guy who he animates this fox. It's got a flat head on the top. I don't know how to describe it. But I've seen the stuff, which I guess started from one guy animating it, and I tried to look it up. It was very hard to find any information on who really does it. It's like this studio, but it seems kind of like a virtual studio thing that had picked it up from one guy starting it. Anyway, but it's they're turning it into a series. I guess they're trying to turn it into a pilot.
Oh, nice.
And with voices and everything. I don't think he's ever had a voice, this central character. So anyway, it's a lot of things like that. Oh, and Ellen Sue, who we know, we worked with Rob Chandler.
Yeah.
And I mean, they both worked on it, but it's her project, Dicing. Is that how you pronounce it? And a very successful Kickstarter. There was a teaser trailer that had come out, and then used that to launch a Kickstarter that's, I think last time I looked, is over 50,000. So they're able to make a full, I think without color, but like a full pilot.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all really, and I just saw a recent update from Jacob Kafka's movie from his, I think it was Indiegogo that he did his on, but he rose money and he was able to get some money to finish his movie, and I think he's like over 80% done. Like, it might be done at the end of the year.
Oh, nice.
Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
There's so many. Oh, and on top of that, there's another movie that I guess premiered at Annecy, I think. I don't want to get this wrong. That was animated, I think it was all by one guy, but it was animated in Procreate. Not even Procreate Dreams, because Procreate Dreams hadn't come out yet, but animated on his iPad. Ryuya Suzuki, Jinsei, I guess is the name of the movie. But apparently he started teaching himself animation during the lockdown in 2020, and then he came up with this idea for a movie and just started animating, and he just did it. He just finished a whole film.
Look at that.
Like, it's a great time for creatives to do things, despite all this other. And maybe some of it is in the face of AI, but I really feel like it's not that people are scared of AI. It's like, that's not prompting, I think, anyone to really go out and go like, no, I'm going to prove this wrong, and like John Henry my way through like an animated project so I can show that I'm better than the machine. It's not that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just, this is just the rise and fall of independent creators. It happens every once. It's just a pulse of creativity that comes out. And I think that we're in a big upswing, and we have been for a bit, but I think we're in a big upswing of independent creators kind of making their own stuff and making their own way. And in the next 5-10 years, those connections, those lines between distribution online, independent stuff, to bigger budget, more traditional distributions, I guess you would say, something like in the theater or linear TV or streaming or what, like older streaming, I guess. I don't know. Those are going to get even more solid. It's going to be even more expected, and there's going to be more opportunities. So I think it's a great time. I feel very positive and optimistic, even in the face of all this doom and gloom and all this that's why I didn't really want to necessarily talk about AI, but it's impossible not to.
I mean,
it's just,
it's always.
I think the timbre is different.
Yeah, it's always gonna be but this is a little more hopeful than our usual AI episodes. There's I know it sounds like I'm leading up to a joke, but no, it does feel like people are respecting more of a well-crafted, like this was made, especially with how Smiling Friends experimented with a lot of different animators and stuff, and I think in the long run, true creativity is gonna what's the word?
Prevail.
Let me check with ChatPG. What's a different word to use other than inspiration? Oh, it's not working. AI, you failed me.
And that'll do it for this episode of the Rubber Honey Animation Podcast. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I have been wanting to cough for like the last 10 minutes. It's just been this tickle just in the back of my throat this whole time. I am going to mute myself and then cough for real. A real hearty cough.
Go for it.
Rob, why don't you tell them how they can follow you on the internet while I hack up along?
You can catch me at Rob UFO, pretty much, I guess, anywhere. TikTok and YouTube and all that stuff. And Sir Brooks, how about you?
Well, I'm Rubber Onion everywhere. You can follow me at Rubber Onion everywhere. We'll catch you on the next episode where we will mention, not full review, but we'll mention like how the Masters of the Universe movie was, and maybe some other things will have come out in that time. And we'll have like a little mini review kind of thing. Thanks for joining us. See you on the next one. Stay cool by proxy. I'm gonna have to turn this. I am sweating. I'm sweating on the back of my knees. Of all things, like I can feel.
Yeah, visually you look all right. Your hair still, it doesn't look like when people are in like I was gonna say people are in heat.
people in heat.
Hot weather. You just kind of your hair's just flat and weird looking. Yeah, it's hot in here too.
Well,
so
thank you. Thank you for the compliment. Anyway, we'll see you. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
See you.